Hey gang, so we are back on the Squarebody build, getting this last fender done over here, and I'm doing a little different than the other side, so I figured I'd show you how I'm doing it. That way, if you're gonna do one, you can do it maybe this way, if it seems better to you. Anyway, let's backtrack a little bit. I've been a little down and out for lately. I've been kind of burnt out. I worked in the truck for probably 2 months. It's really pissing me off, but I had to get a deal done for my trade for that Corvette. I had a bunch of work on that car I had to finish out, so I wanted to get that done, so I got my Corvette. Now I can move on the truck and kind of concentrate on it without that biting me in the back all the time. So anyway, let's go off on the truck here and show you where we're at. All right, so this is where we are. This side's pretty close to being done. I need to get do all the holes to the trim, get the trim cut down, get that done. Put door handles back on, at least on this door, because I need to get the trim sized out. One thing about these trucks is these door handles are really finicky. Even if you have the door handle off sometimes and want to open it from the inside pull won't let it open. So before you do this work, you need to have the door panels off so you can go back in and do it from the inside if you have to open the doors. This door locked itself, and it was a real bitch. Luckily, I had the door panel off it, so I fixed it. The passenger rear door on this side did the same thing to me. I even got an access hole into the side of it. I had to cut an access hole to get this thing to undo, because I had a door panel on it still. And to get there's little screw holes the door latch or the inner part of the door latch in place. Under the screw, let it drop down. I got my hand up inside there, was able to unscrew the assembly so that I could unlatch this door. So anyway, this has been a big part of what's been holding me up, is getting that done. Now I can finish this door and move on. Door handles on this one again, because I want to get the trim set, get that going. So the fender. Basically the same thing we're doing for the biggest part of it. The difference is that inside here, I made that panel right here that mirrors the shape of the outside of the car, plus it follows the shape of the inside here, to create a baffle between the tire and the back. Even though I'm going to put wheel tubs in here, I think it kind of needed that. Also, it's going to act as a return, so that I can weld metal along the inside. Weld a return on here, which is going to weld to this piece. So this will be welded to the fender eventually. Anyway, we'll get to that in a little while. That's where I'm at. I'm going to cut the corner off the bottom of the fender here, because this whole section has to move down about 3.5, 4 inches. I forget what it is. Anyway, I'm going to cut that off. This section here is going to be, I'm using a piece of the other fender we were able to salvage, and we're going to weld that to that. That way it has the bolts to the bottom already ready to go. I already have all that stuff set, so it's a lot less work. The front, haven't got to yet. Of course, we're using a bunch of shit fenders, and this one here was rusted out pretty bad at the bottom. So I cut that off. We're going to take the front off of this, move it to the front, and put another piece inside here. So that's how that's going to end up. We haven't got to that yet. I got the top and the bottom panel adhesive together, so that's drying now. And what else? Okay, up here, I just have this kind of tack screwed in place, so I have an idea of where I need something to hold the back of it up. So this is just hold in place. I have I made a piece over here for the cover for this corner, but I've been looking at it and it looks like dog shit. I don't want to do it. This is the prop up. I don't want to do this thing. I'm gonna have it come straight down. I think I gotta pull the glass out of it. I'm gonna change out the clearance lights anyways. So I'm gonna pull the glass out of it, and when the glass is out of it, I'm gonna cut this out and then make a piece that fits in here, and I'll just paint it black, and hopefully it'll right here and paint it black so that it kind of fills that area. But in the meantime, I'm gonna make this thing just come down to here, so it doesn't look so, I don't know, it just bothers me. That's another spot of this thing that just kind of you know, I'm trying to figure out what the best way to go is on it. I haven't figured it out yet. It's kind of holding this whole side up because I got to get this done before I can get things from Fender out. So anyway, that's where we're at. I had to clearance this side. Where this side of the truck is pushed back a little bit, so it's just enough so that the bumper filler fits okay. But over here, I had to notch a little bit and bend the tab in for the what is this, a tranny cooler or whatever it is? I don't know, engine oil cooler. I don't know. Anyway, and then so I notched it right here. You can see it's just kind of, I haven't finished it off yet, but that's notched. It'll go back enough so it lines up with the fender, and then puts the radiator support back. I got to attach the radiator support pieces from the donor truck to this truck yet. Fill that in on both sides, but that's coming up next. So anyway, that's where we're at. We're moving along, and I'll keep you abreast. Bye. All right, I got the window out. Got to come by and cut it out. I'm able to get it out with one piece, which was nice. So what we're doing here is this normally would curve inside here and had like a bump here that held that fender extension right here. The hood normally would have been up this high. So anyway, I cut that lump out of there, and what I did was I made a piece here to cover this corner up. It'll follow straight down the line instead of curving in, which I thought looked kind of odd. So I'm gonna get this welded in, and then I'm gonna cap the top of the fender off, box these areas in, do the body work, and then go to the other side and finish it. So that's how things are coming along on the A-pillars here. And then I got the marker lights off the top so I can put the old school ones, LED ones on it. I'm gonna get those done. And anyway, moving right along. Bye now. All right, so there it is. Welded it all in. I'm gonna pull the fender off and then cap the bottom of this and then cap the top of this. Inside's all welded up, as you can see. Got the inside that one I got to clean up. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. Anyway, so this side's done. I'm gonna finish this fender out, and then we can go ahead and get the bodywork on this side wrapped up and get ready to paint. This side, I'm trying to finish the fender up. I gotta finish the fender before I can do the A-pillar. So you see, this is what it looked like when it was stock. I just cut this lump here off so it can come down straight. Otherwise, when it curves in, it just looks funky. It looks funky as hell. Here's the inner fender panel I was talking about. I think it's a better way to go than I did on the other side. So we learn as we go. Anyway, so I had the profile all ground out for the most part to fit the bottom of this thing. I ground this out, so I'm gonna tack weld along here, and then I have that part of it at least done, and then I have to reshape this corner up here so that it follows the edge of the door. So anyway, let me get this welded on and we'll go from there. Bye now. All right, gang, well, I thought I'd bring you up to the speed where I'm at right now. So I got this driver's side fender done. It's just kind of sitting on here right now, so it's kind of loose in position. That's where it sits right there. As you can see, I got this corner here done also. So it used to go inside here like this, and I wanted to come down straight so that it looked more normal. Well, actually, there was nothing here. This is all missing. The fender used to come up here and come to here. So I had to at least do something with this, so that's why I made it like this. So anyway, that's all done. It's got to be painted yet, but both sides are finished. So what I'm doing now is I welded the Squarebody core support parts to the Silverado core support, and now I'm going to. By the way, we're getting ready to paint the hood and the passenger side since I have them ready. So right now I'm getting ready to make a filler panel that goes into here, because with the fender on here, this is all kind of all exposed, and this looks like shit. So what I do is I get some pattern paper here. So this pattern paper I use is they call it ram board. Construction uses it for putting down so that they don't screw up the floors when they're doing construction houses. So I buy it at Lowe's or Home Depot. It's like 35 bucks a roll. That's what it used to be, at least. So anyway, here's the piece I made to fit this in here. So what I do is I come in and get it in position. Now it has that seam along here. It's going to come up to the bottom of the seam. So I get it in position and I tap it along that seam, and then I can tip it over, and then you can see I have a line here to go back and cut it. So I'm going to get that cut, get the panels made for the inside here, and just a bunch of detail stuff now. This one isn't welded yet. I got to put the fender back on. We had the other fender already ready to paint, so I'm going to put it back on here real quick to get that in position. And then we're going to finish out the doors today and tomorrow, and then I'm going to paint this thing hopefully tomorrow afternoon. Paint the side, the hood, the grill area, all those pieces. And then if we're really rambunctious, I might do that fender also. And then I can put the grill on it, get the bumper done, and all that stuff. So anyway, that's where we're at. Marching along. Bye now. All right, so we're moving right along. I'm gonna go ahead and paint the gray on this side tonight. All the bodywork's done. It's all in 320. There's a couple of touch-ups here to do in the white areas, but the gray area is done. I'm gonna go ahead and get that done so I can start drying. And then I'm gonna do the doors. The front fender's all done. I made the filler panel. I'll show that later for the between the hood and the that rail. Looks pretty clean. So I'll get to that later on. But right now I want to go ahead and get the gray done, and then we're gonna do the white around the outside, and then across the bottom down here. But the gray, I'm gonna go ahead and clear the gray, so then go ahead and start drying, and then tomorrow I'll work on the other side for a little bit, and then I'll come back over here after this is dry and mask that off, and then mask everything else and paint the white on the fender, the doors, and then the hood's ready to go too. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the hood. So that's the plan, and sticking to it. Bye now. Hey gang, so we're getting ready to go ahead and spray the white on here. I did the gray last night, as you can see. I got that section masked off. Fender's all done. Pretty nice looking. Anywho, I'm gonna do this side from the top rail along here all the way down to the bottom of the doors, and a little section of the rocker in the back where I had to blend the rear corner in. So I gotta finish masking the back off. I'm gonna pull plastic over the whole thing. And then I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the hood. So I have a hard time not doing some kind of treatment on the hood. Some sort of, stripes or something. I hate a bare hood. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do this patch. This patch right here, around here, and do the center of it in the gray, and then the outer edge in black, and then that way it has something in the hood. I don't know. Let's just do it all white for now and paint again later on if I don't like it. Anyway, haven't figured that one out yet. You'll know here pretty soon. Anyway, bye now. We got the white painted last night. Yesterday evening. So I'm gonna unmask it now. So this side will be pretty much done. Gotta reassemble the doors, put the runners back in, so on the doors, and then finish this side up. That. So at the end of the day, I decided to go ahead and just go white with the hood. I think it looks good. So anyway, now we're going to all the moldings I've altered to fit the truck. I painted the back of them last night. If you don't paint the back of them, you can kind of see the edge, when you're on the truck. And I figured I'd just put some black on the back of them. So I did that. And then, so now I'm gonna turn them over. I'm gonna paint the black area silver and clear it. And then let it sit and dry, and then come back and do the black. So by the time the truck is buffed out, and we can start putting the moldings on, and that's how we're done. In the meantime, I'm gonna finish this side hopefully today, and see what else we got done. Here's the one of the filler panels I made. Goes in here, basically like that. The fender will sit on top of it. Oh, well, anyway, that's where it goes, right there, like that. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna get those cleaned up and painted. I'm gonna paint them white. I think it'll look better when they're inside the inch compartment. Everything else is white. I'm gonna go ahead and paint this stuff today. Tomorrow, this should be dry enough to flip it over and do the bottom of it and paint it white. I'm gonna paint the inside of the fenders all white. Just so it looks clean. So anyway, moving on. Bye now. All right, so we have the trim all paint in the silver area. Now I'm gonna mask that off and we'll do the black. All these pieces. This little 3+3, I'm gonna decide to do the silver in here. I'm gonna do some other color on the 3+3 areas. So anyway, I'm gonna mask all this off and then come back with black. In the meantime, we got these moldings, stainless, that go, above and below the grill. Got a little Bondo on there because it had a little dinger. So when I paint it black, I'm gonna be able to see it. That's the beauty of painting all your trim black. You don't have to pay for polishing or repairs. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that and then get those painted and move on to the next thing. Bye now. All right, guys, the side is done. This side's done, painted at least. Then we gotta cut and buff it, put the trim on it. The trim's over here. There's that piece, and some small ones up here. Everything's sitting on top of the Corvette table. Split window. No better place for your parts. Put them on top of a $100,000 Corvette. And then gotta do the bottom of the hood and paint that white. Got the filler panels primed. Gonna paint those. It's actually white primer. I went ahead and fixed the cuts I had in here and over here because I fucked up in the beginning. So I got that straightened out. Now I'm gonna paint the two pieces left of the early Squarebody, and then start putting a trim on this side, buff it and start putting the trim on this side. Anyway, bye now. All right, so I'm DA color sanding the basic start of the truck here. I use 1000 the Sunlight with the Velcro backing on it. It gets rid of probably 85% of the orange peel and most of whatever any little dirt gets in it. So I just go over with the DA and then I come back with 1200 wet, let it dry, and I wet sand it with 1200, and then I come back and buff it. That's it, 1200. The compound I use is a little expensive, but it takes out 1200 grit scratches just fine. And then we'll clean it off and I'll final it with a little bit of filing polish. And so it's good to go after that. So I'm gonna get the doors done, the fender, and get the moldings put on it on this side. Maybe go ahead and throw the rear view mirror on it and reassemble the doors. So we're marching along. I just wanted to show you what we're using with the DA, and you saw how I do that area right there. On the curve areas, you kind of gotta rock it a little bit and use the edge. The edge goes pretty fast, so you have to do the edges first, and then come back and burn out the body of the sandpaper on the flat areas, and then just keep on wiping on my jeans. Just wipe it off, and it knocks off the majority of the stick-ons. I can see it has little white dots around here. It's starting to load up, so it's losing its grit and starting to hold the paint on here. So anyway, you can go so far with it, toss them, get another one. So anyway, this is what we do on all the basic jobs we do. The show jobs are much different. We use a hard I use a paint paddle, a nice flat paint paddle, and I block out the paint on there, so it takes care of all the little ripples and stuff and makes it flat and like glass. This is a truck. It's white for the most part, you know. You're never going to see anything on this thing, so I'm just making it nice, and then I'm going to polish it up and put the trim on it. All right, so we are marching along. Keep on watching. All right, thank you. Hey gang, so we are working on the Squarebody monster truck. Figured I'd go where we're at and probably end this this video into the next. It's getting kind of long. Anyway, I've shown a whole bunch of small things. I've done a lot of big things, but there's no sense showing you guys, you know, painting and that kind of crap. You guys can find it anywhere else. I'm just showing you how you want to build one of these things, the little things you need to watch for. So you can, you know, do one yourself if you wanted to, or if you're gonna build something else like a reskin a Ford or Dodge or whatever, you have some ideas how you can do it. So anyway, let's go where we're at so far. All right, we got that door pretty much built out as far as the trim goes. We got to reassemble all the crap on the windows and shit. But anyway, this is where the door handles sit, and you can see how I had to relieve the trim for the door handle to be in here. Now that I realize I should have gone all the way up top with the gray. Anyway, I can still touch that up, I guess, but maybe I'll paint it black. I don't know. Anyway, I want to put black door handles on it. When I do that, I'll take care of that. So anyway, we got the chromies on there still. So when you open the door, it will interfere with the fender right here. Because they open up so wide, so I had to limit how far it opens. If you notice, it still has plenty of room to get in and out of the truck. You know what I mean? You can go in here and no problem, okay? And so what I did was, they don't look that great, but it's gonna work. But I'm working in a small, tight area. So I welded a nut on here and a nut on here on this face of the hinge, so it bottoms out against the back of the hinge when you open it. But it opens up all the way to the third stop, and just got plenty of room to get in and out of the truck. The back door had to do the same thing, except it was a little different. Looks like dog shit, but I had something that I could do is I welded a 3/8 nut into there, so it'll bottom out against the bracket. Let me close the door. Anyway, so I welded the nut on here, and I welded the nut on down here, so it bottoms out against here. So anyway, that limits how far you can open the door, which again, is still plenty. Unless you're like 4 feet wide, you can still get through the door. Anywho, so that's done. So I'm gonna put the mirrors on. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a fender on here, which by the way, check that out, huh? Looks pretty good. Got the new emblems on it. So I started messing around with the grill last night, making sure it all fit. This thing's just a piece of shit fitter for right now. So I'm gonna pull the door off this side and then start putting this together. So anyway, that's where we're at. It's like 9 o'clock on Wednesday night, so I'm kind of tired and my stomach says it's time to feed this fat ass. So I'm gonna go take care of that, and then tomorrow we'll get back on it again, get that back door done. Fender will be on. I gotta polish the hood yet. There's a hood over there. And the guy's supposed to come put the windshield back in it, hopefully tomorrow or the next day. So moving right along. Trying to make it to that show in Arizona, but I'm not gonna make it. I can see right now. So I gotta do the other door in the back yet. The passenger side's not even done. I gotta do the fender. There's a fender right there. And work on this side. So anyway, it's coming along. Do me a favor, and if you like what I'm doing, we do a lot of different stuff here, and I try not to bore you with BS. So do me a favor and subscribe, or at least like it, or if you want to comment, you know, good or bad, whatever. So far, it's been all good. Got one guy called me a fucking idiot, so whatever. I don't really give a fuck. I'm doing it for me, not for him. Anywho, catch you guys later. Bye now.
you.